Tyson, great to be with you here ahead of the fight this week in Saudi.
Yep.
You've been here a few times. You've done the WWE over here. Now you're boxing. Tommy's fight. How does it feel to be here? What's your reception been like in Riyadh?
It's been unbelievable. You know, we went to that arrivals last night. I've never seen promotion like that before. There was that many screens and red carpet. No, it was unbelievable. It was like 10 Hollywood movies combined. Fantastic. Been tracked like an absolute legend over here, rock star.
And what do you think about? You've been here in Saudi for what, almost 2 weeks?
I've been here a week today.
How have you found it? And what surprised you about Saudi that people maybe watching from the UK wouldn't expect when they come to the region?
I've been here before though, a couple of times before, so I know what to expect. But yeah, the stuff you hear about Saudi when you haven't been here, and then you come here, you think, oh, that was not right.
Yeah.
Saudi's a very welcoming place and very hospitable, and the people are very friendly. You know, family friendly here, and I'd come here and safe. Come here and a £2 million watch if you had one, and leave it on the side, no one will touch it. So that's a good place, isn't it, really?
And you're a family man yourself. Are your family out here for the fight? Would they be out here on fight night?
Yeah.
And would you come here? Would you bring your family over here?
I would bring my family out here, and we're thinking about coming out here after the next fight for Christmas because I might not get home in time.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe just do a nice holiday out here with the kids and that, Harris and the kids, and get some sunshine while we're here. So yeah, definitely.
Brilliant. And you're up against Francis Ngannou.
Yeah.
You said it yourself, best fighter on the planet, including always.
Yeah.
This man's from the UFC. He's got a different style. He does things differently. Do you think that poses any challenges to you? What are you expecting when he steps in the ring with a bit, maybe an unorthodox style?
I'm going to smash his face in.
Yeah.
I'm really going to destroy the. Don't know if you can say that on camera, but I just did. So yeah, I'm going to smash his teeth right out.
Yeah.
To beat me, you have to be one brave, big man, and I don't think he is. I think he's got a little bit of yellow streak running through him, from what I've seen. It might be different on the night, but from what I've seen, I think he's a big sausage, and I'm going to smash his teeth in.
And we've seen with you, right? It's been hard to make the fights. As you said, Usyk pulled out of the fight. Francis has taken it, and we know Francis has got an incredible story like yourself, what he's overcome. You know, what are your thoughts on Francis as an individual? Do you respect Francis?
I don't know him as a man, but I only know him as a competitor, and he's done what he's done and achieved what he's good things in his own career, and now he's coming into my world to get a massive payday. And you can't say there's shame in that. So yeah, we're going to see who's got it more, me or him.
And he's going to have in his corner, you know, the man with your namesake, Mike Tyson. Now you famously said about David Price, Tony Bellew. You beat David Price, you beat Tony Bellew, you're fighting him in between rounds.
Yeah.
You had that this weekend with Ngannou, and Mike was in the getting in there in between the rounds. How do you think you get on?
I'd give Mike a massage in between rounds and a foot rub. Yeah, no, I'm not here to downplay Mike. He's a legend in the game, and I'm named after the guy. So, in between rounds, after smashing his man up, I'll go there, give him a little bit of a massage, and then come back to the middle of the ring and go ready for the next round.
There was talk of a former opponent, a name that you'll probably be linked with, especially in the UK forever. Deontay Wilder called out Anthony Joshua this morning.
Did he?
Yeah. What do you think? How do you think that fight goes? Is that something you'd want to see?
Not really. It's not a fight that I'd want to see because none of them's got anything to offer at the moment. And for me, it might get the IBF to do a belt, the battle of the biggest loser, because that's all it'd be.
Yeah.
You know, I battered Wilder 3 times, and Usyk done AJ in twice. And now they're just trying to rebuild their careers, and you know it's a crossroad fight for either fighter really. A win over each other puts them back into title contention to fight a contender for a title or whatever if there's one available.
I've never, as far as I know, I've never seen one, especially at the level that you're fighting with a heavyweight with the belts on the line. Would it be the quadrilogy? I don't know, I'm not sure what we'd call it. Would you ever?
Yeah.
Do you think you could see yourself sharing the ring with Deontay Wilder?
No, I wouldn't give him a paycheck anymore. Sausage. He's called me a million names, and if he would have been sensible after the fights and, you know, shook my hand and said fair play like anyone would have done, then he probably would have been fighting over here on the undercard against in a big fight. But for that reason, he's not. So yeah, I wouldn't give him a payday. Sausage. I beat him 3 times and knocked him out twice. So yeah, there's nothing more to see there. And as for Joshua, the same. I wouldn't give him a payday either.
Yeah.
You know, they had the opportunity to do it up 10 times and they didn't do it. So now it's not going to happen.
And you're probably one of the most spoken about men in boxing, if not the most spoken about.
Yeah.
A lot of people have called your name for this and that reasons. Now, boxers, people in the business, who is the biggest bum inside boxing?
Me. Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
He's the biggest bum inside boxing. but he's also the biggest bum potter on seats inside boxing also. So yeah, it's not too shabby.
Watching what you've done in Dusseldorf against Klitschko, absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Right? For a British fighter to go over there, Klitschko has been unbeaten for years. To bring back the belt.
Longest reigning champion in history.
And you demolished him, right? Outboxed him entirely, brought back the belt. And there wasn't that hero's welcome.
5 belts I brought back, which was a joke really.
Yeah. But there wasn't that hero's welcome, right? When you come back to the airport, the media, there was a lot of things going on at that time. And then since then, we've seen, you had your issues with mental health. You've gained the weight, you've lost the weight. You've regained the only belt that...
Still fat though.
You've got the only belt that ever eluded you.
Yeah.
Just now you've got a Netflix documentary, right? Just reflecting on that time, if you call it near a decade, half a decade.
Yeah.
How does it feel to...
Near a decade on, isn't it? Yeah, 8 years ago. So it's unbelievable what I've actually done in my career. I've won every belt there is to win. World titles, regional titles, everything in between. I've won Fighter of the Year awards twice. I've won Ring Magazine's belts twice. I've won Comeback of the Year. I've won Fight of the Year. I've won Knockout of the Year. I've won 2 ESPN awards, ESPYs, which are like Oscars for sports. I've done 2 singles, Robbie Williams and me on a Christmas album, and then I did a cover of Sweet Caroline for mental health charity. I've done a #1 Netflix doc. I've done wrestling matches. Is there anything this man can't do?
Yeah.
I've won world title after world title. What's next? Who knows? Sky's the limit. And now I'm over here, lighting up the big screens in Saudi, and 35 years old, so it's been a long career. Don't forget, I turned pro at 20 years old, a long time ago, 15 years this November.
Are you right? That list is incredible for a boxer, for a human. No one's got a list like that. No. And I think there's one thing that's not on that list, and that's the Undisputed.
Yeah.
And how do you feel about that? Is that, I know that fight's been signed.
Yeah.
Is that the next thing for you to achieve? And beyond that,
really.
where are you looking?
Really. Undisputed at one time to have the belts, great. But don't forget, I've won all these belts. I've had every single belt there is to be boxing, in boxing, every one. So there's nothing I can win really extra. I can just win them all together, which they'll probably take them off me straight away anyway, or I'll vacate like I always do. So yeah, it is what it is. It's never really been a big priority of mine, the Undisputed thing. But it seems to be, it's a lot more important to other people than it is for me. A lot more important. Like someone can say, oh, I'm Undisputed champion on whatever weight, whatever. And, it's never really been about the belts for me. And I know that sounds harsh, but that's the truth of the matter. It's mainly been, for me, about getting the victory over a certain individual. Like I remember I was in a press conference with Vladimir in Germany, and he said, oh, I know you want my belts. I said, you couldn't be further from the point. I said, I want to smash your face in, mate. I don't want the belts. I'm not interested in them. Keep them. So the belts have never been a thing to me. But being involved in good fights and putting on good shows like I did with Wilder, and that trilogy was unbelievable. And just being involved in massive events like we did at Wembley and Tottenham, and then here we are again in Saudi. So it's about, for me, putting on big events and getting tons of money for what I do. And that's where I'm at with it all.
So you've got, did you come out last week and say 10 years? Is that what you said? Is it 10 fights? 10 fights left. Who's on that list?
I don't care, but I'm going to sign the biggest sports deal in history. I want $1 billion to do 10 fights. So yeah, we'll make that happen. I think we'll make that happen.
Just going back, Tyson Fury that sits here now, if you could have got in the ear of Tyson Fury, who just beat Klitschko, if you could be alone, you then versus you now in the changing rooms, what would you say to him?
I wouldn't say anything, because we go through trials and tribulations in life, and it makes us the people we are today. So everything happens for a reason, and we have these tests in life, and we have to overcome hard times. And if you can overcome the troubles that you have, it makes you a better person when you come out the other side. Like, I'm much more appreciative now than I've ever been, because although I'm making a lot of money in my career now and I've got things going for me now, I'm really appreciative for every day that we get gifted from God, because you can take the assets away and take the money away and take everything away, but I'll still have my faith in God. If he even stripped me of everything, I lost everything, I was a bare bum in the street, I still have my faith in God, and no one would ever be able to strip that away from me while I'm alive. It's nice to have if everything's going right for you in your life, but if everything's going wrong, then all the money and diamonds and jewellery and rubies can't put it right again. Because when I was at my lowest, I was at my highest in my career. I was unified world champion, just beat Klitschko. I had everything: a wife, family, few quid, fame, glory, achievement, accolade, whatever you want to say. But I was really low at that time. I was at my lowest. So I know that material stuff can't make you happy, if happiness is even a thing. But achieving something and working hard and setting a goal and achieving that can give you joy.
Yeah.
Me personally, I think happiness doesn't exist. I think it's a byproduct of achievement. And achievement doesn't mean winning 25 world titles. Achievement's setting something, a goal, and achieving it, whether it's little or large. That's an achievement. Like, I see an achievement every morning I wake up and make my bed. To me, that's an achievement. So yeah, it can be anything. And no matter what we're going through in our lives, it's always going to get better. So if you're at rock bottom, the only place you can go is up. And dark times at the moment are very, very regular in Britain and around the world. Everyone's suffering mental health problems, and it's becoming rife. We should never give into the temptation of ending the world, because things do get better, and I promise that. Like, you couldn't get any lower than I was, like not wanting to live, attempting suicide and all sorts of so it does get better, and you will see sunshine days again. So keep going, keep fighting, never say die.
Yeah. Lastly, God's really important to you, right?
Yeah.
And that's all been throughout your life.
Throughout my life, because I know that a man has nothing except what has been given by God. But I know I can't achieve nothing that God doesn't will. 100%.
And so being here in Saudi, obviously I know religion's slightly different. God is at the centre of everything here. Right?
Yeah.
Just, you know, walking around, seeing the people, seeing how they live, how they interact.
Yeah.
How important do you think religion is? Because I think religion sometimes gets lost, right, back home with so many distractions.
Yeah.
But over here it's front and centre. And do you like to see that? What's your thoughts on that?
I think it's fantastic. You know, over here everyone puts God first. It's a fantastic, beautiful thing to see. You know, I hear the prayers going off however many times a day, 7 times a day. Yeah. So it's unbelievable. I think it's fantastic, and I think that we should incorporate it more in our lives. It's helped me through all my tough times, and if I didn't have faith, I would have killed myself years ago. Yeah. That's a fact. So yeah, very good.
Brilliant. And it's nice and hot. We've been keeping you well hydrates on you.
I have. I've been keeping. There's nothing better than after training getting a freezing cold Hydrate out of the fridge and smashing it there, and then especially the electrolyte one.